I never imagined a simple garage in our quiet Colorado ranch home could hold the key to unraveling my entire life. It sat there, padlocked and forgotten, just like Jack had always insisted. "It's my man cave, Sarah," he'd say with that easy grin of his. "Full of junk and tools, nothing you'd want to mess with." And I believed him. Why wouldn't I? We'd been married for 15 years, building a life in the shadow of the Rockies, with mornings filled with fresh coffee on the porch and evenings watching the sun dip behind the peaks. Or so I thought. But when Jack died suddenly, a heart attack out of nowhere while hiking near Aspen, that garage turned into a ghost I couldn't ignore. For weeks, I avoided it, telling myself it was grief holding me back. The house felt too empty, the silence too loud. But deep down, fear gnawed at me. What if opening it meant facing something I couldn't unsee? It was a crisp autumn morning when I finally grabbed the key from his old truck's glove compartment. My hands shook as I twisted the lock. The door creaked up, revealing not the cluttered workshop I'd pictured, but a neatly organized space like a hidden office. Shelves lined with photo albums, labeled boxes, a few of Jack's flannel shirts hanging on pegs, and in the center, a sturdy pine desk stacked with files. I stepped in, the cool concrete floor chilling my bare feet. The air smelled faintly of pine and old paper Jack sent. I picked up the first photo, Jack, arm around a woman I didn't know, her auburn hair catching the light, and in front of them, a boy about 12, with Jack's same lopsided smile and freckles. My stomach dropped. I told myself it was a relative, maybe an old friend from his Denver days. But the next photo shattered that illusion. Jack in a hospital, cradling a newborn. The back labeled Ethan. Day 1. I sank to the floor, albums spilling around me. Years of pictures, birthday barbecues, little league games, Christmas mornings under a tree. Jack was in every one, playing dad, while I'd been home canning peaches or volunteering at the local food bank, oblivious. This wasn't some fling, it was a whole other family. 15 years. And he'd fathered a son without a word. Hollow shock washed over me. Not rage yet, just a numb void. What else had he hidden? I rifled through a box. Envelopes with hotel receipts from Boise. Rent payments for an apartment in Wyoming. Wire transfers to Ava Reynolds. The name repeated like a bad dream. Then, a handmade card. "Happy birthday, Dad. You're the best. Love. Ethan." Postmarked 3 months ago, right around when I'd been planning our anniversary trip to Yellowstone. While I baked his favorite apple pie, he'd been living double. I didn't cry, I just sat amid the debris of his secret life. The man I'd trusted reduced to a stranger. That night, sleep evaded me. Ethan's face haunted my thoughts, those eyes. So like Jack's when he'd tease me about my terrible fishing skills. The next day, I returned to the garage, searching for clues. A recent card had a return address in a small town near Cheyenne, Wyoming, just a couple hours' drive across the border. Impulse took over. I threw some clothes in a bag, hopped in my SUV, and hit the road. I didn't call my sister Jenna or best friend Victoria. Explaining felt impossible. The drive through rolling plains and foothills cleared my head a bit, but anxiety built. The town was quaint, with wide streets and pickup trucks parked outside diners. GPS led to a modest ranch-style house with a chain-link fence and a basketball hoop in the driveway. I parked across the street, heart racing. No plan, just a need to see. Then, the boy burst out, chasing a stray dog, laughing. Ethan. No doubt, Jack's chin, his energetic bounce. Behind him came the woman, Ava. tossing him a water bottle with a warm smile. They looked content, like any family grilling burgers on a Sunday. I felt like an intruder, a shadow in their sunlight. Questions swirled. How long? Before me? Did he love them more? I wanted to confront her, demand the truth, but my hands froze on the wheel. Instead, I circled the block and watched from afar until dusk. Through their window, I glimpsed a photo on the fridge, Jack and Ethan fishing in some mountain stream. It gutted me. Back home, exhaustion hit. I couldn't confide yet. Jenna would rage. Victoria might turn it into small-town gossip. I stared at the card again. Ethan's crayon drawing of a cowboy hat. World's greatest dad. Anger bubbled. But not at the boy. He was innocent, caught in the crossfire. Ava didn't seem like a homewrecker. She looked weary, like someone burdened by secrets too. I vowed to dig deeper, every file, every receipt, not for payback, but to reclaim my truth. And somehow, Ethan was part of it now, a thread tying me to Jack's hidden world. The funeral was a haze in our local chapel, surrounded by aspens turning gold. Friends from the community shared stories. Jack was a stand-up guy. You two were the perfect pair. I nodded in my black dress. But each condolence twisted the knife. They mourned the man they knew. I grieved the illusion. Then, in the back, I spotted her, Ava in a simple gray coat, eyes puffy, and beside her, Ethan, fidgeting with his tie. They didn't approach, just observed like outsiders. No one else noticed. Jenna squeezed my arm. You all right? I whispered. See them? That's Ava and Ethan, Jack's other family. Her eyes widened, but she stayed composed. We'll talk later. After. At the house. Folks brought potluck dishes, casseroles, pies. A neighbor toasted Jack's love for the outdoors. It all blurred. Jenna pulled me aside. Spill it. In the pantry, I confessed the garage discoveries, the drive to Wyoming, the sightings. She hugged me tight. That bastard. But we'll figure this out. A knock interrupted. Connor Hayes, Jack's buddy and attorney, briefcase in hand. Sarah, we need to chat privately. In the study, he revealed Jack updated his will 3 months back, adding a trust for Ethan Reynolds, with payments to guardian Ava. Did you know? He asked gently. Just found out. It confirmed everything, but also raised stakes legally. Ethan was entitled, per Colorado law. No contesting without proof of fraud. I thought the garage revelations were rock bottom, but secrets have a way of layering like snow in a blizzard. Betrayal didn't hit all at once. It snowballed, each flake colder than the last. 3 days post-funeral, Victoria showed up unannounced. My flamboyant younger sister with her designer boots and dramatic flair. She'd been distant since Jack's death, chalked up to her own chaos. But that morning, she looked wrecked, eyes swollen, hugging herself. We gotta talk, she said, barging in. Okay, I replied warily, closing the door behind her. You look like hell. Everything all right? She plopped on the couch, hands fidgety. I'm pregnant. The news landed oddly. Congrats? But why tell me like it's bad news? She averted her eyes. It's complicated. 8 weeks. Found out right before Jack passed. Confusion mounted. Beak. What's this got to do with me? Silence stretched. Then she murmured. It's his. My world tilted. Whose? Tears welled. Jack's. Air whooshed from my lungs. Frozen. I replayed her words. You slept with my husband? She nodded miserably. Just once. Last summer at that barbecue in Steamboat Springs. We were hammered, a stupid mistake. Mistake. My voice rose. You betray me. Get knocked up. And drop this now. In my home, she sobbed. I didn't plan to hurt you. Was gonna tell you sooner. But her timing reeked of calculation. Victoria always craved the drama. The attention. Does anyone know? She shook her head. Only you. Rage simmered. My own blood. My maid of honor. Stabbing me in the back. Get out, I said icily. She pleaded, but I held firm.
Doorschlemd.
I crumpled. Not just hurt, humiliated. Had Jack loved her? Or was she another fling? Jenna arrived that evening. I unloaded everything. She paced. She's full of it. Vic's always been envious. Your stable life. Your marriage. Don't buy her story without proof. But the pregnancy doesn't prove paternity. Get a test. Sense pierced the fog. Victoria's confession felt too rehearsed.
Too opportunistic. Back in the garage.
I hunted for more. A locked metal box in the desk drawer, key hidden under a floor mat. Inside, bank statements, letters, photos, and a USB drive labeled private. This wasn't just affairs, it hinted at deeper shadows. But Vanessa, wait, Victoria loomed largest. How far had her jealousy gone? I dove deeper into Jack's files over the next days. The garage, my war room. Emails to an advisor in Seattle discussed transfers to offshore accounts in the Caymans, not small change. Hundreds of thousands. Recipient, Summit Ventures. Not just for Ava, other names popped, a Mr. Tanaka, a Klein. Property deeds from Idaho ranches to coastal Oregon lots. Jack wasn't an architect like he claimed. He dabbled in shady real estate flips. Skirting taxes. In western states, land deals can turn fraudulent fast, with federal eyes watching. This explained the will's trust, protecting assets legally, but suspiciously timed. Evening doorbell, not Jenna, but Ethan. Alone. Backpack sagging. Face tear-streaked. My mom's gone. Panic surged. What happened? She dropped me at school yesterday. Didn't pick me up. Stayed with a friend.
But
I think she's in trouble. I ushered him in. Made cocoa with marshmallows, Colorado comfort. Wrapped in a quilt. He sipped while I called Wyoming PD. No missing person report yet, but they initiated a welfare check. Ethan asked softly, Did you know my dad? Throat tight. Yes. Honey. He was my husband. Did you hate him? I sat beside. No. But I didn't know all of him. He kept secrets. Ethan nodded. He called every Wednesday. Told me about hiking trails and building forts. It pierced me. Jack's late meetings now made sense. I felt a maternal pull. This kid needed safety. Called Jenna. She rushed over. Ready to storm Wyoming. Hold up, I said. Let cops handle. Then Connor, hearing Ethan was here and Ava missing. He sped over with files. Jack was under federal scrutiny, IRS for tax evasion. FBI for potential fraud in interstate land deals. Case sealed till now. Why not tell me? Just learn myself. Jenna, Ava involved?
Possibly.
If she's gone, could be tied to cleaning up. Fear gripped me. Jack's mess endangered innocence. Ethan slept on the couch. I vowed protection. Per child welfare laws, I couldn't just hand him off without verifying. The USB taunted from my desk. Connor cautioned, could be evidence. Tampering might complicate things legally. But with Ava AWOL and Ethan vulnerable, I cracked it alone while he napped. Single video, Jack in his study. Flannel rumpled. Looking haggard. Sarah, if you're seeing this, I'm dead. Breath caught. I screwed up bad. Not just Ava and Ethan, though that's unforgivable. I loved you, but got greedy with deals. Offshore stuff to hide profits. By the time Fed sniffed, I was trapped. He paused, fearful. But Victoria, she's dangerous. Found out about Ava years ago. Blackmailed me for cash. Threatened to expose everything. I think she scared Ava off recently. A fight. Tears. Ava vanished after. Trembling, I recalled Victoria's tears, scripted. Jack, protect yourself and Ethan. I never stopped loving you, but actions speak louder. Saw the screen blinked.
Room spun. Victoria.
Manipulative? Flashbacks. Her probing questions. Lingering hugs with Jack. No calls since her confession. Downstairs to Jenna. We find Ava now. Called PD, no leads. Shared video info, they noted but needed hard evidence for warrants. Ethan colored quietly. His trust in me grew. Sleepless night. Victoria's jealousy festered like a wound. This wasn't ending quietly. A week passed before confronting Victoria. Not from softness, fury boiled, but strategy won. Needed facts, not explosions. We met at a roadside diner near Fort Collins. Neutral turf with truckers and coffee refills. I arrived early, nerves jangling. She sauntered in, composed, like queen of the scene. Sarah, thanks for this. I cut. Ava's missing.
Blink. Who?
Don't bullshit. Jack's other woman. Ethan's mom. You knew. His video spilled it, your threats. Composure cracked faintly. Didn't know she vanished. But you harassed her. Said she'd ruin lives. What exactly? Arms crossed. Warned her off. Protecting you from scandal. Small towns talk. By scaring her? Shrug. Told her you'd never forgive. That she didn't fit our world. Pushed. But no harm. Stomach nodded. And the pregnancy?
Lie.
Right? Face steeled. You had it all. Perfect life. I deserved a piece. Slap of truth. Years of envy masked as support.
Sad. Big.
You lost more than a sister. Stood. Left her there. Outside. Fresh mountain air cleared my head. No cops yet. Insufficient proof. Per legal advice, but closure beckoned. Done with her games. Next day, Connor called. Ava found safe. At a cousin's in Montana. Fled from Victoria's intimidation and Jack's fraud fears. Thought feds might pin blame. Saw Ethan with me via a mutual contact. Wanted him back if I'd allow. Reunion at a park in Laramie. Ethan sprinted to her. Sobs mixing with relief. Ava thanked profusely. You kept him safe. No debt. Just love him right. Unexpected. Could you stay connected? He asks about you. Thought of the scared boy on my doorstep. Ava's shared pain. Yeah,
I'd like that.
Weeks later, I sold the house, garage intact for new owners. Moved to a cozy cabin in the San Juans, using a separate trust Jack left me. Clean per audits. Jenna helped pack. Find your peace. Mornings now, coffee on the deck. Hikes through pines. Ethan sends drawings. Ava updates on his soccer. Healing comes slow. But I chose forgiveness over grudge, lesson. Family's what we build. Not blood alone. Wait. That was too rushed. Let me expand properly to hit word count. After the confrontation, doubts lingered. Was Victoria truly dangerous? Or just spiteful? Connor advised a paternity test if she pursued claims. But she ghosted. Feds contacted me. Jack's case closed as misdemeanor evasion, no charges for survivors. Ava cooperated, clearing her name.
The Met Monthly.
Blending lives gently. Ethan called me Aunt Sarah, a bridge to his dad.
Victoria?
Radio silence. Then a letter apologizing. Seeking therapy.
He replied neutrally, boundaries firm.
In my new home, I volunteered at a youth center, channeling pain into purpose. Life's twists teach resilience. Holding hate weighs you down. Let go. Rise up. But to flesh out, post-confrontation, I drove home through winding canyons, mind racing. Ethan's laughter echoed, innocent amid chaos. Called Connor for updates. Ava's location confirmed via welfare check. She explained over phone. Victoria showed up, ranting about exposing us. Feared for Ethan with Jack's troubles. Sympathy bloomed. We were both victims. Reunion day. Sunny playground. Ethan beaming. Mom, hugs all around. Ava, you're family now. If you want. Nodded. Tears welling. Back home. Packed memories selectively.
Garage?
Donated contents to thrift, no more anchors. Cabin life. Solitude healed scars. Occasional visits from Jenna. Sharing wine by firelight. Ethan's first letter. Thanks for the books. Aunt Sarah. Ava's calls. Progress reports. Shared laughs over Jack's quirks. Victoria's surfaced months later. Sober letter. Seeking help for jealousy issues. Forgave from afar. No reunion.
But peace.
Lesson whispered in mountain winds. Betrayal breaks. But compassion rebuilds. Choose wisely. Expanding on the resolution, the weeks following Ava's return felt like emerging from a storm. Ethan bounced back quickly.
Kids being resilient that way.
Ava and I started with cautious emails, updates on his school. Shared recipes for Western comfort food like green chili stew. It evolved into phone calls. Then a weekend visit to my old house before the move. We sat on the porch, watching Ethan play catch in the yard. Jack never mentioned the fraud, Ava confided. Thought it was just investments. Me too, I replied. But legally, we're clear. Connor handled the IRS audit. Relief washed her face. Thanks for not fighting the trust. It's for Ethan.
Deserves stability.
Victoria's silence stretched. But small-town whispers reached me. She'd moved to Denver, claiming a fresh start. Part of me wondered if her pregnancy was real or a ploy. Connor suggested a no-contact order if needed, per Colorado family law. But I focused forward. Packing day. Jenna hauled boxes. Cracking jokes. This cabin's your do-over. No more garages of doom. Laughed for the first time in months. The drive south to Durango wound through passes. Aspens ablaze in fall colors. New place, log walls. Stone fireplace. Views of snow-capped peaks. First night. I lit a fire.
Sipped herbaltea.
Journaled thoughts. Grief ebbed. Gratitude grew for the lessons. Monthly meetups with Ava and Ethan became routine. Picnics in national forests. Hikes to hot springs. Ethan opened up. Dad said you were kind. Smiled. He had his moments. Built bonds organically. No forced family drama. When feds wrapped Jack's case, fines paid from estate. No criminal ties, closure sealed. Victoria's letter arrived winter. Therapy's helping. Sorry for the pain. If you'll hear me out, replied. Healing takes time. Wish you well. No more. Boundaries protected peace. Volunteered at a Telluride shelter. Aiding families in crisis, channeling empathy. Springs brought renewal. Garden planted. Trails explored. Ethan's birthday card. You're awesome. Aunt Sarah. Ava's update, he's thriving. My heart mended.
Stitch by stitch.
Jack's betrayal taught. Trust cautiously. Forgive freely. Life's too short for grudges in these vast mountains. To deepen. One crisp spring day, Ava and I hiked near Ouray. Ethan scampering ahead. Ever think about what-ifs? She asked. Constantly. But we're here now. Shared stories, Jack's love for fly fishing. His bad puns. Laughed.
Cried.
Bonded over survival. Back home.
Ihosted kjenne forrister ham.
Hikes. Heart to hearts.
Proud of you, she said.
Chose grace over grudge. Nodded. Revenge poisons the soul. Summer. Ethan visited solo for a week, camped.
Stargazed.
Miss Dad, he admitted. Me too.
Kiddo.
But we've got each other. Lesson internalized. Families chosen. Resilience forged in fire. As seasons cycled, my life in the San Juans blossomed. No more shadows from Jack's secrets. Instead, light from new connections. Ava and I co-parented Ethan loosely, holidays shared.
Advice exchanged.
He excelled in school. Joined Scouts, Jack would have beamed.
Victoria?
Distant echoes. Heard she had the baby. A girl. Paternity unclear. Sent a neutral card. No response needed. Focused on self, yoga classes, book club in town. Wrote a memoir outline, not for revenge, but catharsis. Published anonymously. It resonated with others facing betrayal. Messages poured in. Your story healed me. Purpose found. Final reflection. Jack's death unveiled ugliness, but unearthed strength. In Western vastness, I learned forgiveness isn't weakness, it's freedom. Hold loved ones close. Release the rest. Ethan's latest letter. Can't wait for summer hikes. Smiled, future bright. No regrets, just gratitude for the journey.